Hello, and welcome to this, which is Season 1, Race 3 of my F1 2021, my Team Career Mode. Just got done qualifying for the Monaco Grand Prix, and we qualified P11. Of course, this is Race 3 of Season 1, of course, with the missing circuits and the changing calendar from 2021. Monaco in this game is the third race of the season, which, is much earlier than it typically is, but, yeah, there you go. Qualified P11 again, so we're going to be the first car with a free choice of tire for the race. My teammate qualified P20, Guan Yu Zhou. And then in the standings, just a quick recap. So we finished P8 in the opener Bahrain with the fastest lap point, getting us another extra point. And then in Spain, we ended up in P7, which got us 6 points. So we are on 11 in our first season, which is not too shabby of a start. So we're ahead of both Aston Martins, we're ahead of Alpine, and we're even ahead of Ferrari, surprisingly enough. So you look at the constructor standings, we are sitting at P4, though I'm sure that will change as the season moves on. But yeah, it should be an interesting Grand Prix. Monaco is always an interesting Grand Prix. Since the first game that came out with the Halo on the cars, which would have been F1 2018, I want to say. Monaco hasn't been that good to me. It was originally like 2016, I think, 2017 as well. But yeah, like, I forget if it was either F1 2018 or F1 2019, one of those two, where the my performance in Monaco just sort of fell off, and it didn't really come back until F1 2020 when I managed to get a surprise win in like season 3 or 4 or something like that. But yeah, so we'll see what's going on there. So we're sort of somewhat comfortably the 9th fastest car on the grid, sort of trying to catch up to Alfa Romeo. After everyone's initial upgrades coming out of the season opener, everyone's sort of leveled out, though I feel like we're going to try to be a team that's still constantly leveling up, but we'll see how that goes. We did purchase a upgrade to the chassis, which is going to come in after Baku, I believe. And I had a couple different options with the upgrades I could have gone with. But the reason why I went with this one is because that will help us unlock the tire wear upgrades, which will go a long way in helping our performance in the race, it will enable us can't speak tonight. It will enable us to sort of get to the phase where we are able to do more one-stops during races, and to do that we need to get the improved energy store cells, and that's what I got here, so that's what I went with. The race forecast is quite interesting. Starts out sunny, it gets cloudy, it actually goes to rain at some point, but then it goes back to dry. So because of that, I don't think it's going to really get to a period where it's going to be a wet racetrack enough to switch to wet tires. If that final segment was also showing rain, then that would be likely, but I feel like this is just going to be a passing shower where it'll be tough, but we should be able to stick it out on the dry tires. So, without further ado, let's get to settings first, then the race. Just like to double check the settings. Alright, now we can get to the Monaco Grand Prix.
Formula One returns to Monte Carlo once again today, home to the world-famous Monte Carlo Casino, first opened in 1863. And, of course, a certain road race, first held here in 1929. There's no greater an occasion, no more valuable a win than the Monaco Grand Prix. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco, then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1, so how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Perez, Verstappen, Daniel Ricciardo, and Leclerc. Norris, Sainz, Gasly, the owner driver, Tsunoda, Fernando Alonso, Lance Stroll, and Ocon. Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, and George Russell. Vettel, they've taken a grid penalty. Joe, Mazepin, and Nicholas Latifi. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form and aim for another top 10 finish.
Alright, so as you would have seen, Sebastian Vettel took a 10-place grid penalty, going from outside the top 10, or just inside the top 10, to about 19th place. So I assume there must have been some engine component change. Race strategy has this going on, starting on hards, and then going to mediums to the end of the race. That is interesting. It's very interesting. So the race director. So the race director does have some other people also going on hards. So it'll be myself, the Alfa Romeos, the Haas of Mick Schumacher, the Haas of George, or the Williams of George Russell, and then my teammate, and then the Haas of Nikita Mazepin and Nicholas Latifi. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable starting on the hard tire, so I think I'm going to start on the medium tire. Now, this says a two-stop strategy, but that might not be what we go with ultimately. It might just be a one-step onto the hards. But I just don't feel comfortable starting on the hards. I feel comfortable going, like, full bore early. So, we'll go with this. Which is, oddly enough, actually a quicker strategy by 5 seconds. So, who knows, maybe it'll work out. But, yeah, we'll go from there, and we'll see how everything works out.
Launch map is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
Of course, you know, I qualified P11, but even with Vettel's penalty promoting me to P10, I still get a free choice of tire, whereas Sebastian Vettel on the back still has to start on his soft tires that he used in, theoretically, he used in Q3. Oh, they just completely stopped.
The drivers we're fighting here are Gasly and Tsunoda.
Alright, come on, Gasly, what are you doing? Uh-oh. Yeah, we've had this problem before. I'm gonna skip the formation lap to just get there so nobody gets disqualified. Alright, 5 red lights from the Monaco Grand Prix. And we're underway. And Tsunoda's gonna get us. Maybe not. Yeah, we shove him off. We don't shove him off, we keep him behind. We keep P10 for now. And we just run. I got to bring up the corner map again, or the track map again, just to, I know the corners, but I don't know the corners, like the names. Well, I know some of the names, but I don't, it's not like in my head. So, Massenet, this is the corner, Massenet. This has been a tricky corner for me. Normally I could take it flat out, or mostly flat out, but here it's just, the car just tends to drift wide to the outside. So I have to use a little bit more brake than I would originally. Make a move on the AlphaTauri, Pierre Gasly. Did I cause any wing damage to Gasly? I don't think so. He looks okay, kind of hard to tell. His car, his front wing looks pretty okay, so I'd say Gasly is good to go. So we are up into P9. And to check the status up front, it's Bottas, Hamilton, Verstappen. Perez, Leclerc, the 2 McLarens, and then Carlos Sainz, and then myself. Oh, hit the wall just a tiny bit there. And bounced off the wall a little bit there too.
DRS is being enabled this lap. We can use DRS when you are within 1 second of the...
Nope. Hit the wall again. Yeah, the rewind is going to be a frequent tool in this race. I can already feel it. Very curious to see. That was probably the best I've taken that complex of corners the whole race weekend. To say, it's going to be very interesting, at least for me, to see how the strategies play out. Because I really don't know when the soft tire guys are going to pit. Seems like they're going to try a two-stop. Whether they actually do or not, I don't know. That could open the door for some of us doing the one-stop. Yep. That corner. So, the way practice has been going is that it's like, if I have trouble through Massenet, the casino corner has really been screwing with me, because I either go wide, or I turn in too early and clip the inside wall. It's one or the other almost every time. There's almost no sort of in between. And the turning in Monaco for me has always been really weird. Particularly in the most recent games, because I'll turn as tight as I want, and I'll be right on the line. And I just, like, completely miss the corner, go wide, and hit the wall.
You're in ninth position. Signs ahead. Gap to car in front is...
Well, that screwed up my race update.
Gasly is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 3.2 seconds. They're on old softs. Their tyres are 4 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time lapse. P9, you're running in P9. Sainz is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 1.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Gasly behind. Our gap behind is 3.2 seconds. They're on old softs. The distance to the leader is 9.8 seconds. Pit window will open in 10 laps time. Pit window opens in 10 laps. There are 35 laps left in the race. Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes' time. Rain in 10 minutes. Check your...
Horrible. Just awful. Yeah, Rascas is another corner where I never seem to actually get it right. I either brake too early or I just go straight into the wall.
We think we may see some rain. ETA is about 15 minutes. Dries seem like the best tyre for now. There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Well, there's an incident, you say? Must have been towards the back of the field then. Or maybe not? I don't know what Jeff was referring to. I didn't see anything regarding any incidents. There was no yellow flag that I saw.
gap to the car in front is 1.8 seconds. You're in ninth position, signs ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 2.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Gasly is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 5.2 seconds. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 11.7 seconds. Your pit window opens in 8 laps time, 33 laps to go.
I have to say, Pierre Gasly has done an excellent job holding up all those guys behind me. I'm surprised. Based on last year's game, I figured I would be the one causing the train, but that's not the case. It's Gasly who's causing the train behind me. You would think that AlphaTauri might have employed team orders already to get Gasly out of Tsunoda's way, but doesn't seem like they've done that yet. Even turning as tight as I can at that corner never fails to just go straight into the wall. Never fails.
Gap to car in front is 2.1 seconds. to teammate behind is 26.3 seconds.
That's a good time for another mid-session save. All right. Want to get a little fast and loose with the Nouvelle Chicane, but I have the corner cutting settings on standard, and I have not received any warnings yet, aside from one I got, I think, in practice, which is more blatant. It was actually pretty blatant quarter cut at that section, but
The gap to the car ahead is 2.2 seconds.
well, everyone in front of me has done a fairly solid job managing to stretch their tires out so far. The softs I'm referring to.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
Okay, so just to do a recap, we're almost a third of the way through the race. We're about a third of the way through the race. So, Valtteri Bottas leads, Lewis Hamilton second, Max Verstappen third. Sergio Perez is just behind, a little bit ways behind them in fourth, but he's still, I'd say in that lead pack. And then sort of several seconds behind him, and Carlos Sainz, you have this second pack, sort of. It's led by Carlos Sainz. Then you have Ricardo, Norris, Sainz. And then I'm sort of right at the tail end. Oh yeah, that's a pretty blatant corner cut, isn't it? Yeah, that's pretty blatant actually. As I was saying, then you have this pack here that's being held up by Pierre Gasly. As I adjust, or attempt to adjust, my phone charger here for my older phone. There we go. So Gasly is sort of leading this pack of himself, Tsunoda, Alonso, Ocon, and Stroll. And behind them, a little ways back, you got Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, and Vettel in a little pack by themselves. And then just behind Vettel, you've got George Russell and Mick Schumacher. And then behind them, you have sort of the, I guess you'd say, the remaining pack of Guan Yu Zhou, Nikita Mazepin, and Nicholas Latifi. That was not good. That's like totally cutting the corner. I gave enough break there. It's fine.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
I think I hit the wall there. Oh. And that'll happen sometimes too. I'll clip the wall at a rat's cast.
Our gap to the car in front is 2.1 seconds. We're leading our teammate by 29.4 seconds.
Okay, we got Hamilton and Verstappen pitting. I just plow right into the wall. Again, I just plow straight into the wall.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
We'll easily come out in front of Hamilton. Let's see where they are in relation to the other guys behind us. Well, Gasly's going to pit. So Hamilton and Verstappen are easily going to come out ahead of that pack. Though these guys might get trapped behind them. I'm not sure. It's going to be close. See, the guy I'm looking out for is Tsunoda. And he is going to... So, I think the real winner there is going to be Leclerc, because he's going to come out right in front of Yuki Tsunoda. And with the fresh tires, I presume he'll be able to sneak away with that position. So, Leclerc definitely made out the best out of all those guys. Verstappen and Hamilton are sort of by themselves. Everyone who pitted has gone for it. And I guess that's why Pierre Gasly, he has front wing damage. So that's why he was so slow. I guess that answers that question. I know I made contact with Gasly very early in the race, but I would never have guessed that the damage would have been that severe to cause him to fall off the pace that much. That honestly kind of shocks me, not gonna lie.
Looks like rain is inbound, and we're expecting it in around 5 minutes. 5 minutes till the rain.
Bottas and Perez dive into the pits. As I just clobber the wall again, because of course. Brake properly. Good. Around the final corner, and I think we are going to lead the Grand Prix for a little while anyway. So this is interesting. Our pit window opens at lap 15, which is actually next lap, but we can go longer into the race if we want to. And our tire wear on the fronts isn't terrible. Only 36%. And since we're leading the race, we control the pace. So we can definitely go longer on this stint. I guess the only question is, I don't know how long... I don't know how long...
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tire grip around now.
I don't know how long Hamilton and Verstappen plan to go on those tires, or if they're even going to stop again during the race. They might just go all the way. I know my strategy is in a two-stop with mediums and then softs like right at the very end of the race. But and Hamilton has already caught the back of me.
We want to pit this lap, so push now.
Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Verstappen and Hamilton going side by side, and we make contact. Too much contact there. Jeez, Louise. Oh, I definitely felt something there. What happened? The car just got suddenly out of shape. Did I flip a curve or something? Let's see. Yeah, looks like I clipped that curve and got a little loose. Looks like that's what happened. Hit the wall again, of course. Verstappen looking to make a move on Hamilton. Hamilton going to block. Hamilton trying to my outside. We're going to defend the position. Of course, Monaco. An incredibly difficult track to make a pass on. And I'm just going to pause to not only do a mid-session save, but also check and see who has pitted. Race director. So basically, I'll be forming a queue behind me at some point with the people who have stopped already for mediums. So that'll be the two Mercedes, the two Red Bulls, and McLaren's Ferrari. Then you have Tsunoda and Alonso, who have not stopped yet, and they are holding up Ricciardo and Norris, as well as Carlos Sainz. And then you have a bunch of people who have already stopped who are trapped behind the people who are on the hard tires. So it's very interesting happenings thus far in the Monaco Grand Prix. Of course, we do have that rain that is on the way, but shouldn't stay very long, I would think. The only scenario where I would see is if it does force the DRS to be shut down, because when the DRS gets shut down, that's usually the universal sign that it's time for wet weather tires. But again, if this rain was forecast till the end of the race, this would be a winning move. But it's supposed to stop, or it is supposed to be dry by the end of the race, so yeah, I really don't know what's going to happen. And as Hamilton just blows by me, I didn't even notice that he had taken the inside there. Got to put on the jets with the ERS deployment. Hamilton trying to pass going up the hill. What are you doing, mate? Oh, left the door open and Verstappen takes second place from Lewis Hamilton.
We're expecting some rain soon. Expect the first drops in the next few minutes.
Did Max hit the wall? I don't know. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh my god, Max and Lewis are going side by side up the hill. Are you kidding me?
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
How Max and Lewis managed to go side by side through that entire complex, I will never know. Because I just hit the wall like a maniac.
A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Shut up, Jeff. You're only saying that because I hit the wall. Max, why would you even try to pass there? I mean, come on. Looks like the rain has started to fall.
You're leading the pack. P1, Verstappen behind. Less than a second separate you. They're on fresh mediums. Your pit window is open. Pit window is open. We don't think it's going to stay dry for much longer. The rain could come at any moment. Watch out. Dries seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Actually, let me check the race director here. So, Alonso and Tsunoda have pitted already, and I'm really racing them. So I wonder if I should stop now. I have the opportunity. Verstappen tries to make a move to the lead. As I spin myself out of the Nouvelle chicane. And I spin out again.
We expect you'll be noticing a bit of grip loss and okay, we can take you this lap. Affirmative. Medium tyres at the next stop. Copy that. Hards for next box.
Oh boy. So yeah, I basically have to pit now just to fend off Alonso and Tsunoda. Who I've most certainly lost time to, I would think.
Copy that. Hards for next box. Go now. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Alright, so I come out in P9.
Guan Yu is coming in for his stop. Okay, gap ahead is 9.6 seconds.
So fortunately, we were able to come out in a nice little space where we're several seconds ahead of Tsunoda and Alonso. And that's what I was really worried about. I was more so worried about me going so slow, holding up the leaders, and then once Tsunoda would pit, or once after, I guess after Tsunoda and Alonso pitted, my fear is that I'm going to lose time to these guys, staying out any longer. Potentially to the point where they could jump me in the pits, or jump me with the undercut. So, pretty much had to stop. I had no real choice. Oh, I may have had a choice to go a little longer, but effectively I had no choice. Interestingly enough, I ran into a situation in practice, I think in practice 3, where the track was pretty wet and the rain was pretty light, but it still said that I needed to go out on track on slick tires. And the DRS was still open, to be fair, but it was a very weird situation in that third practice session. So just to recap, so Verstappen leads the race with Hamilton in second, Bottas third, Perez fourth, then Leclerc fifth, Ricardo sixth, Norris seventh, Sainz eighth, we are ninth, Tsunoda is currently 10th, Alonso is 11th, Ocon 12th, Stroll 13th, Gasly 14th, Raikkonen 15th, Vettel 16th, Giovinazzi 17th, George Russell 18th, Mick Schumacher 19th, Guan Yu Zhou 20th, Nikita Mazepin 21st, and Nicholas Latifi in 22nd. So that is the running order as it stands currently.
Gap to teammate behind is 35.0 seconds.
About 15 laps to go.
We're expecting the rain to hit us any time now. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
The rain is hitting us now, Jeff. It's raining right now. Not sure if you noticed.
I know these conditions are tough, but bear with it. I don't think the track is ready for intermediates yet.
Yeah, the rain is definitely leading to some greasy and slippery conditions out there, but it's not enough rain. You can see some off to the left, the sky is blue, so it's clearly not enough rain to warrant wet weather tires. Yep, just in the case, the car just will not turn. At all.
Gap to car in front is 17.1 seconds.
Sonoda is slowly starting to reel us in. Session save. Alright, let's continue forward. About 12 laps to go.
The gap behind us is 4.0 seconds. You're doing well out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
Yeah, so like I said already, the rain is here, and it's definitely making things more difficult, but it's not enough to warrant a switch to wet weather tires.
The car ahead is 24.6 seconds.
So hit the wall again. Just go straight into the wall. And the wet weather definitely making braking more of a challenge.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful.
Sorry. Just completely hit the brakes and didn't stop.
Alright, we're getting very close to the crossover point now. Stay out if you have the pace, but as soon as you hit the limit, come and put the inters on.
still don't think it's going to be that point yet there, Jeff. I think we're going to end the race on dries. And I completely missed the Nouvelle chicane again. Break much earlier.
Watch the conditions. We think there's rain coming pretty soon. The radar's showing a clear patch on its way. There's about 10 more minutes of this rain. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. You're dropping a second a lap to the car behind. 1 second. Our gap to the car in front is 31.3 seconds. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Okay, copy that.
Ooh, Yuki went for a slide that time. Yeah, I'm not pitting yet as Ocon looks to be taking a gamble. Like going onto wet weather tires. I don't think it's going to work out for him. Well, let's see the slide from Yuki Tsunoda here. Whoa, just totally out of control. Nice barrel into the corner. Yeah, I just think the rain is too light, and as long as the DRS is active, I don't see any reason to pit for wet weather tires.
A new strategy is available on the MFD. Got that confirmed.
Oh, now DRS is disabled. But the leaders are carrying on, so... I'm gonna stay out. I'm in the points. I don't see any logical explanation why you would pit. Again, if the race was going to rain all the way from here, I would definitely pit, but it is supposed to dry out before the end. So I don't see a reason, really, to pit. If I'm being completely honest. Despite how wet the track is. Sonoda and Alonso
Check your MF.
diving into the pits. I think they're going for wet weather tires. I'm gonna stick it out. Have to remember to brake earlier though. Clearly I'm forgetting that. Part of it. So that decision by AlphaTauri and Alpine is going to promote Lance Stroll into the points-paying positions as they stand.
Guan Yu is in the pits. Guan Yu in the pits. Okay, gap ahead is 41.5 seconds. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Confirmed. Other teams are fitting intermediate tyres. It might be worth considering changing yours to...
If this were any other track, I would definitely have pitted for the wet weather tires, but again, it's Monaco. The track position is so important.
The car behind's catching you at a rate of about 2 seconds a lap. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. A new
Well, it's a very long and torturous end to this race.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
Copy.
Gap to car in front is 51.3 seconds. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Copy that. A new strategy is available on the MFD. Strategy is available on the MFD. Check your MFD for a new strategy is available on the MFD. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Understood, copy that.
Alright, secure on here. A few more laps before we can finally put this one in the books.
The gap to the car ahead is 57.7 seconds. We're leading our teammate. Come on, you can win that place back.
Gasly even fit through there? Oh,
Are
God.
you okay? That was a nasty hit. Turn the engine off and wait for the marshals.
No, I won't be doing that.
There's been an incident on track resulting in loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time and there are no plans for a safety car right now.
Again, like I said before, this is any normal track. We've pitted for wets already, but it's Monaco. The track position, you just can't give it up. You just can't.
Our gap behind is 2.
How the hell did Stroll get by that easily?
Blue flag, blue flag.
I can't even turn the car.
We're not racing the car behind. Let them past when you can.
Verstappen caught up to us that quickly.
What happened? Let me know you're okay.
The slowest retirement in history, right there. This is ridiculous at this point. And again, only reason why I haven't stopped is because I know I'd be stuck at like 15th, not able to go anywhere. And I would lose out on an easy point.
Guan Yu is in the pits. Guan Yu in the pits. Blue flag, blue flag.
How is Vettel able to just power by me like that?
Blue flag conditions. Create a gap and let the car behind through. Don't panic just yet, but we've seen a problem at our end. We're looking into it.
Oh, really? Oh, Stroll has crashed!
It looks like we're experiencing an ERS software glitch.
Let's take a look at what happened there. So much stuff happening. So this is on board with, so everyone was trying to let people by with the blue flags. And then Lance Stroll just absolutely loses control and crashes at the swimming pool section. Meanwhile, I'm battling Yuki Tsunoda for 10th. The final points paying position. And because we've already been lap by Verstappen, this is the final lap of the race. And we've got DRS. And that wasn't intentional. Just trying to stop in time. Oh my, I just realized I have an ERS issue. It's not ideal as I crash into the... I might have to concede P10 here, because Yuki Tsunoda is so much faster on those intermediate tires. Oh.
There's been an incident on track, but officials aren't looking to push for a safety car right now. Just be careful. Good news, it looks like the fault has been fixed. Seems to be fixed, but we will keep monitoring it our end.
Yeah, we're just falling through the field at this rate. Man, this race fell apart quickly.
Are you alright? Engine off, engine off.
So Max Verstappen wins the Monaco Grand Prix, and what looked like was going to be a points-paying finish for us, it's going to turn into a disappointing P14.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Sebastian Vettel gets driver of the day.
Victory for the team from Milton Keynes then, after a quality performance. Talk to me, Ants. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
Red Bull are our winners today after showcasing some incredible driving. There's been a huge push from them lately to stay competitive with the other teams, and they're certainly proving themselves. So let's review the updated drivers' standings. Max Verstappen now leads the Drivers' Championship. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
Sebastian Vettel would definitely be my first choice. He showed up a lot of the drivers out on the track today and didn't show any signs of slowing down.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. No change in the top spot, but with today's points, their hold on the lead is getting weaker. Meanwhile, Ferrari have improved their position. A strong weekend from them as they fight their way towards the top. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
So there you have it. That was the Monaco Grand Prix. Not a good race for the team. Again, was, at least for me, looking like it. But I think what really threw me off was the weather. I think I took the forecast. I must have taken the forecast too much to heart. Because I saw the cloud at the end of the race. I figured, okay, it's going to be, dry. It's going to dry out by the end. It's going to be a brief shower. It's not going to really affect anything. Well, it affected a lot of things. And not only did it lead to a bottleneck that put everyone 10th on down, a lap down, but I ended up falling from, 1 point earlier in the race, I was running in P9 comfortably. And then I ended up in P14. So, not ideal, unfortunately. But let's look at the constructors. We lose a spot to Ferrari, which makes sense because Ferrari had a very big day in the standings with Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc scoring points. I don't know why I was blanking on Leclerc's name there. The big mover, though, is actually Alfa Romeo, so Kimi Räikkönen got by me for 10th. But then he actually ended up also passing, I believe, Lando Norris for P... He was P10, then he got into P9, then he passed Lando Norris to get into P8. So that finish is going to give Alfa Romeo 4 points in the constructors, and they actually jump AlphaTauri, who scored only their second point in this race with Yuki Tsunoda, and that's put Alfa Romeo in a straight fight, basically. I mean, we're only 3 races in, but it's basically a battle for 5th in the constructors with my team, Aston Martin, Alpine, Alfa Romeo, and AlphaTauri. So we're all only separated by 9 points for, 5 teams. So, but then in the driver's standings, Max Verstappen leads Hamilton by 5 points. We drop down to 8th. Carlos Sainz is 9th. Sebastian Vettel is 10th. And at this point, the only drivers not to score points are Giovinazzi from Alfa Romeo, my teammate Guan Yu Zhou, and then the 2 Haas's and the 2 Williams cars. So there you go. That was a very eventful Monaco Grand Prix. Started out good, at least for me. Then it went south.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. Your team must be ecstatic with how you're performing. How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today? It wasn't the cleanest race today, was it? Appreciate your time.
Alright, looks like we got a personnel event. Before that, we'll look at our messages. We did have an ERS fault during the race. I think that's the second one we've had during the season. On a more positive note, the fall has helped us identify a problem area that's plagued us for months now. This should free up development in other areas a little. We get 150 resource points from that, which I'm guessing we'll get when we go through. Morale is high in all departments, which is good. Reaction training will definitely do that. I guess we'll do this just to boost the team acclaim. Cost us a little bit of cash. And I guess we'll finish off with the durability team training, which will actually again, morale is high, so maybe we'll just do driver promotional filming. Personnel department.
It looks like our driver has an issue. We need you to step in here.
Multiple media outlets are reporting that Joe being disconnected and distracted from during recent press events. This will inevitably affect our team image, and we want to ensure Guan Yu Zhou doesn't have any issues. how do you want to deal with this? Well, unfortunately, we can't do anything because even if we wanted to talk to him, that costs us 750 resource points, which for that sort of thing, I think is actually kind of like really harsh.
The department wants me to pass on their thanks for helping out.
So that's going to cost Guan Yu some focus. Though the reaction training is going to put the focus up a little bit, so I don't know how that's going to balance out. Yeah.
I know we were expecting some new developments to come through, but some of them have failed quality control. We'll need to tell the team what to redevelop via the R&D screen.
There's a durability to MGU H that failed. Costs us 300. Let's see. I want to invest in the department, but I still don't think we have enough money yet to really... do anything without going completely bankrupt. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I might purchase a driver perk. I got this one, just unlock additional media answers. Small thing, but I think that'll help. And yeah, the next race is Baku, which should be a good race for us. But that's going to be it for now. And going from one street course to another. I'll see you next time for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.